Today's episode is brought to you by RX Bar. For 25% off your first order, visit rxbar.com/combos and enter promo code combos at checkout.
Hey guys, it's Lindsay and Kale, and we're back with Coffee Combos. And Lindsay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just excited this week to be able to talk to Catelynn and Tyler. They're one of my favorites from the OG cast, so I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Catelynn probably in 6 months or so. And I haven't seen Tyler since even before that. So I'm super excited to catch up with them too.
Do y'all see each other like often when you do reunions?
No.
Or?
So typically, OG films. Sometimes I guess they film at the same time as us, but our reunions never really overlap. So we were lucky enough last year, I think it was in October, for our seasons or whatever we were doing at the time to kind of overlap a little bit. So we saw each other, but we didn't really have enough time to like hang out.
Okay, so was that the first time that you ever met them?
No. Catelynn, Tyler, and I did we did a fundraiser back in, I want to say 2014 for a family in Michigan. And then we've done a couple things since then. I actually went to Tyler and Caitlin's wedding, which I don't even remember what year that. Yeah, I want to say maybe 2015. I don't remember.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Y'all have all kind of been to each other's weddings.
I've been to 2 Teen Mom weddings, I think. Just Catelynn and Tyler, and then Jeremy and Leah. I think those are the only 2 that I can think of that I've been to. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Actually, Catelynn and Tyler's wedding was really fun.
Really? I imagine they would be fun people.
Yeah, they were. It was really cool. They had like a magician do like this, like these like cool tricks and stuff. I don't know. It was really cool. But so yeah, I'm excited to catch up with them.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Tyler. Hi, Catelynn.
Hi, how are you, Tyler?
How you guys doing?
How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great.
How's Nova? Is she awake, or
amazing.
did you guys put her to sleep, or is she still awake?
Oh, she's in bed.
Oh, she's in bed. That girl's in bed.
Oh, yes. So
what
funny.
time is her bedtime?
Like 8.
8:30 sometimes, depending.
Oh my gosh, we as moms, well, parents too, because Tyler, obviously you're a parent. We just need like that time before, like after they go to bed, before we go to bed, to like just like decompress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kate just got out of the bath. Her little bubble bath. She has a jacuzzi, so she's all good and relaxed now.
Oh, look at you, Kate.
Dude, I take more bath. Like I think I've only taken a shower in my house maybe like 3 times. I'm always in the bath.
Oh yeah. I actually, when I moved into my house, like bought my house almost 3 years ago, I didn't take baths. So I actually removed the jacuzzi tub from my bathroom and got like an extended shower. And I regret it. It's the worst decision I ever made.
I was going to say, girl, what were you thinking?
I don't know.
I love taking bubble baths. Like it's my favorite thing ever. I didn't have time to take one tonight. I just showered because I didn't have time. But I love the bath milk stuff from Bath and Body Works, and it's so good, but it's like $20 a thing, and I go through one like every week or week and a half, and I'm like, oh my God, this is an expensive habit, but I can't quit.
Well, the only thing that sucks about a jacuzzi tub is if you put bubbles in there, the air goes around, and it seriously makes them go crazy. Like, the bubbles will like not stop. Like, I'm like, okay, I can't even put bubbles in there, but I'd rather have the jets over bubbles, I think.
I can't relate, you guys. I'm jealous. Anyway, what's up? How's everything going?
I mean, everything's going really good.
You're welcome home, by the way. We're so happy to have you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, things are going good. Just, therapy and being a mom and getting back in the swing of things, sort of.
Yeah, I hear you. So you've been home for how many weeks now?
Geez, how many? It's been like, what, 2.5, 3?
Yeah, it's been about almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, almost like 3 weeks.
And how do you feel? Do you feel better? Do you feel, obviously you're still in therapy and stuff like that, but how do you feel? You feel good now that you're home and in a better place?
Oh my God, yeah. I feel like way better. I did like a whole med switch. I did genetic testing and found out that the medication I was on for 5 years doesn't even work for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they put me on different medications, and they seem to be working really well. So, it all stems from like a trauma in my past. So I'm going to have to keep like digging deep into that,
Yeah, and you've been doing a lot of stuff like
of
EMDR therapy and that kind of stuff, which kind of goes back in your past and kind of, recreates the neural pathways and has different memories. And it's kind of crazy.
I just love that you guys are so open about it because, I mean, we've all been really open on reality TV, Lindsay included, but like mental health is just something that people don't want to talk about. And they just, even people in the public eye, they don't want to talk about it because there's like a stigma around it. And so I love that you guys, I see your tweets and stuff, and I love and I support, and I am so inspired by you guys. And I know a ton of other people are, and I'm so happy that you guys do that.
Thanks, Kale. Yeah, well, no, I think it needs to be out there, honestly.
I agree 110%.
Yeah, and that stigma needs to go away because, I mean, people need to talk about it because it's out there and it's real and it affects people, even normal people on reality TV, etc. But moms,
absolutely.
Well, the only way to really change anything, too, is just to talk about it. You got to educate these people because a lot of people will comment on social media and they'll just say the nastiest things. And it's all, through ignorance because they don't really understand the disease or understand the illness. And, they keep thinking that, oh, well, you're depressed. Just get up and get a hobby and fix it. And it's like it's all comes out of just pure ignorance. So the more we talk about it, the more educated people become about it. And, we'll kind of lessen that stigma because if someone wants to come out and say something about it, but they're afraid because people online are going to bash them, saying things out of ignorance, then they're not going to do it. And then it's not going to get talked about. So we have to keep talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Go ahead.
I follow your guys' story since I've been watching Teen Mom OG I feel like it's been on forever. I feel like y'all are ancient, but we're like all the same age. Actually, I'm probably older than y'all. But I do see some of the nasty comments on your Twitter, Tyler, and it's so disheartening to see it because you think, and you're like, does somebody's brain not think that if she could just come up with a hobby that she would, if that was like the simple fix, of course you would just come up with a hobby, but like, that's not the fix.
Well, it's funny because if that really was the fix, then no one would be depressed.
Right.
Absolutely. If it was that easy, then we would just all go and fix it. It'd be fine. So it's all ignorant.
Exactly. Let's take a second to talk about my favorite on-the-go snack, RX Bar. If you're like me and always running around, eating in your car, grabbing something as you run out the door, RX Bar is such a great, healthy solution to keep on hand, and they are so delicious.
I've been keeping RX Bar in my car or whenever I need a quick bite or one of the kids get hungry when we're out or after their practice. And RX Bar has 11 different flavors, so there's one for everyone, even the picky eaters in the family like Lincoln. My favorite is the peanut butter chocolate.
My favorite's the peanut butter chocolate too. Their labels list their core ingredients: 3 egg whites, 2 dates, 6 almonds with no BS, which is so true. It's just really good stuff. They're giving you guys an awesome deal for 25% off your first order. Just go to rxbar.com/combos and enter promo code combos at checkout. That's rxbar.com/combos and promo code combos.
They're super good and your kids will love them too. So definitely try them because that's such a good deal. And now we're going to get back to the show.
Nova is so cute. I can't decide if she looks like Tyler, like you, Tyler, or if she looks like Catelynn because she's such
like
a mix,
perfect mix of both. Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny because people say that to us all the time. They're like, she's literally a perfect combo of you two. It's like
how old is she now?
3.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
She looks like me. Thank you.
I'm gonna let her have that one. Go ahead.
I think she's a perfect mix of
cute.
both of you. Yeah, she's so cute. I agree with Lindsay on that one.
And she has the prettiest little eyes.
Oh boy,
you guys
we're in trouble.
Yeah, she already acts like a teenager. Believe me, I'm like, you're 3.
I was just about to ask.
It's like a 3-nager. That's what I should call her.
Oh my gosh,
so cute.
Does she?
You guys
look
live
like
on a farm,
Carly?
right? Yes, she does. I saw Carly at the wedding, at your guys' wedding.
Yeah, they definitely resemble each other for sure. They have differences too, but yeah, they definitely look like alike for sure.
When was the last time you guys? Are we allowed to ask about Carly, or should we? Is there anything that you guys don't want to talk about?
No, I'm an open book. I don't really care.
Okay. When was the last time you guys saw Carly? Have you guys seen her lately?
We saw her this past summer around like, I would say around like, it was later in the summer, wasn't it? It was probably like July or August. So we went to like this park, and Carly and Nova got to hang out and eat lunch together, and it was really awesome just to like see them hanging out. And Carly was like, "This is my sister," like showing her off to everybody, and yeah, it was awesome. So I'm really hoping that we can get together this year too. So I've been talking to Teresa about it. So.
Oh, good. So is it a yearly thing, or it's just kind of like whatever you guys can make work?
Lately, it's kind of been like whenever we can kind of make it work. We still try to keep it once a year. But with them having 2 kids, and, you know, Carly's about to be 9 and she's in swim and, you know, all these different things. I think, and Kayla, you know, I mean, you have 3 boys. Like, it's crazy. Life gets crazy. Like, when you have kids, it's like you're busy. Like, I get that they're busy. I'm busy. I get it. But I still want to be able to, like, make time for us to get together. And because I feel like that's super important for Carly and for Nova, for the kids, let alone, like, you know, screw us adults. Like, I feel like it's important for the kids to get to know each other.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think they have a right to kind of have that bond. And I actually just said on the last podcast, I didn't meet my sister until I was 18. And I feel like it kind of ruined any kind of relationship that we could have really had as adults. Because, you know, we went our entire childhood without knowing each other. So now we don't even keep in touch. So I feel like by keeping Carly and Nova connected, it kind of it sets them up so that when they are adults, they can kind of continue their relationship in a better way.
It kind of creates that base foundation of connection when they're young and they grow up. And it's almost like, I mean, before this last visit, it was always annual. So this last visit was the only visit that we went actually a year without having visits.
2 years.
2 years. So hopefully we get back in like the, you know, 1 time a year thing. But it's good for them because honestly, like they're both going to grow up kind of remembering, oh yeah, every summer I saw my birth sister. And yeah, you know what I mean? So it kind of creates that little base foundation for them as kids.
Like memories and
So I'm pretty
like a foundation.
Exactly. So once you have that foundation, then you can kind of grow as adults, like you said. So, and if you don't have it, it's going to be hard to build it.
Right. I agree. Well, I mean, that's good. I my fingers are crossed that you guys get that, you know, that yearly visit.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like it makes it like harder or easier that you get to see her?
Oh my God, easier.
Yeah, I mean, we do have hard days, but easier is I would definitely go with easier.
Yeah, because if I didn't know where she was or what she was into or what she looked like or what her life was like, I think I'd be asking myself all the time, like, you know, did I do the right thing? Did I, you know, all these what if questions that I definitely don't want to live with.
Right. Kind of eases your mind a little bit. Peace of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
do you guys feel like Nova,
go ahead.
Like Nova and Carly, do you guys feel like they have a like natural genetic bond with each other, like biological, or is it not really like that?
I would see just from visually like, looking and watching them together. I would definitely say they do have a kind of like a biological bond because, of course, Carly's older, so she'll run to her and be like Nova, and then Nova lights up. And once Carly kind of takes Nova in the stroller and pushes her on the swing, it's over with. We just kind of sit back and watch because then it's all about those two together.
Sweet.
So, yeah,
I love that. And they won't be showing any of that on Teen Mom, right?
No,
because of the.
Yeah.
I think they showed like they took like pictures, but like none of Carly's face could be in it. They're very protective of her, but
yeah, I think I saw one episode about kind of a little bit surrounding that, but I mean, and I understand that it's hard with, you know, the show that we do, especially. I feel like it's kind of hard because at what point, you know, our kids are born on TV, but at what point do we protect them from that? And you know, I went to go have lunch with Isaac at school last week, and some of the kids came right up to me and was like, we saw you on TV. We see you on YouTube. We see Isaac on, you know, and it's just kind of like, Isaac didn't really choose this. None of the kids chose this. So at what point do we kind of like protect them a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and it's also weird too because like most people, like, you know, they'll be on some reality show and they'll have kids, but it's not focused on them being parents.
Right.
So it's different on a show like Teen Mom because that's all the show is focused on is us being parents. So literally us being parents is the main focal point of judgments and criticisms and, you know, whatever, where it's different. you know, when it's not really based off of like being a parent. When people are on
Parenting,
reality
right? Like
shows.
Lindsay, was Jackson ever on Chrisley Knows Best? A couple times, right?
Yeah. So I guess like in that regard, everybody knows that I'm a parent. Everybody knows, you know, that what the family dynamic is and stuff. But I kind of had control over how much exposure that I wanted him to have. And it made me feel more comfortable with it because I didn't want him to have to go to school and people to say, you know, oh, well, you're on TV all the time. I just wanted him to be kind of more normal, even though that's what my life was doing. So when he actually got into actual pre-K, then I just drew back on how much he filmed. And, you know, I filmed tons without him. And it was okay because, you know, everybody knew that he existed, but his life was still going on behind production.
Privately. Right. Absolutely.
And that's kind of, well, I was going to say, like, that's kind of like where Brianna and Teresa's point of view is. Like, they've told us before, like, we just want her to have a normal life. And I'm like, hey, I get it. Like, you know, I totally get it. I mean, does it suck sometimes? I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, get selfish and I want to share it with like our supporters and things like that. But I'm like, you know, well, I get where they're coming from too. So.
Yeah, and that's Catelynn. When I was watching the show, and I kind of remember seeing a little bit of that on Teen Mom. I feel the same way. Like I see your side as a mom because for me, when I have my kids and we're doing something cool, like yeah, it's awesome to enjoy it, but I would like to share it with the people who have basically grown up with us and have kind of followed our story. So it's hard, but I do see, you know, Brett and Teresa's side. And I'm at a point now with my kids, at least Isaac and Lincoln, I ask them, like, do you want to film today? Because if you don't have to. And a lot of times they'll just tell me yes or no. And sometimes they just don't want to be in the scene. So
that's smart.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't want them to ever feel like pressured, like they have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
What about Nova? Like, does she like filming or, I mean, I guess it's been around her.
Yeah, I feel like with Nova, it's like she doesn't really get it yet. Sometimes she'll get annoyed and she'll be like, "This guy's filming me," you know, or like, she'll be like, "Don't film me," or
get out of my room.
Yeah, get out, get away from me, don't film my mom. So I think maybe now she's starting to get to the age maybe where she's gonna start like noticing, you know, but she also likes to be the center of attention.
She's starting to get goofy with cameras around now.
Yeah. So it's like, it's weird for her. Either sometimes she's like all into it, loving being the center of attention. And then when she's tired and stuff, she's like, leave me alone.
Well, that's like us too.
Yeah,
like sometimes I don't, there are days like they're here and I'm like, I just don't want to film today, but it's like, I know I have to film today. So I get it. I completely understand how Noah feels.
So y'all basically mean that she's normal. She's just a normal.
Yeah.
I wanted to remind you guys of my new favorite app, Picnic. I'm super organized. I love labels, calendars, files, anything that lets me keep my ducks in a row. And I discovered this app called Picnic that's like heaven if you're like me. Or if you're not organized, it's a great way to help you become organized. I even got Kale to try it.
You guys know I'm way more of like a laid back personality. But when you have 3 kids and a million different schedules to keep track of, this app really helps you keep everything together. And this is how it works. So Picnic lets you share a calendar with everyone in your family. You can import sports schedules from Team Snap. So all the sports calendars with games and practices and everything are synced. And then you can create a to-do list. So it's pretty awesome, and I need all the help that I can get.
Yeah, so there's to-do lists, which are great, but you can also make shopping lists for your favorite stores like Walmart or Costco. So you have a list specifically for whatever your favorite store is, and you can keep track of what you need to buy. Plus, there's a meal planner where you can check recipes for the meals that you choose and make a list based on those meals. It's so great.
Go to picnic.com/getstarted to set up your account and use promo code PODPIC for 30 days of Picnic Premium Free. That's picnic.com/getstarted and code PODPIC for 30 days of Picnic Premium Free. Okay, so I need to ask, do you guys want more kids? I mean, you can tell me to fuck off if you want, but I have to know.
I want more kids. I definitely do.
Yeah, no, we definitely want more kids.
Okay.
Especially after the miscarriage and stuff, so it's like we're kind of like not rushing into things right now.
Right. You're not there yet. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Because, I mean, we were there, and then we had the miscarriage, and then I just, went downhill. So it's like, well, I want to make sure that I'm healthy and happy and I'm still working on myself. And then if it comes, awesome, so.
Right. Absolutely. I didn't deal with like the, mental health stuff after I had multiple miscarriages, and they kind of showed it on the show, but I kind of felt the same way after that. I was just kind of like, if it happens, like I went through a period where I was like, okay, I'm never having any more kids. Like I'm just going to be done, I guess. It's not for me. And then after I kind of had time to like grieve, I felt like, okay, now I'm in a place where if it happens, then it's meant to be. And if not, then it's not. And then Lux came along. So I can understand, and I empathize and sympathize with all of that.
Did you ever do like a rainbow baby thing or anything like that?
We just had like the onesie that was like, are you talking about for Lux?
Yeah, because you know how like people, they'll do like rainbow photo shoots or something like that.
I didn't do a photo shoot.
Baby.
I wish I would have done a photo shoot, but one of the company, you know how sometimes companies will send like products and stuff?
Yeah.
The one company sent me like this rainbow baby onesie, and I did like a whole little like flat lay, like with the baby book and the onesie, and I put it on Instagram. So
okay. I did do that. I was because I thought that I saw something, but I'm like, I probably will totally do, because Tyler's like, what? What is that? I'm like, yeah, they call them rainbow babies. It's like, after you have a miscarriage, and then you get like this gift. It's kind of like how a rainbow comes after a storm. Like,
okay.
The photo shoot would have been a really cute idea.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I'm like,
damn. I didn't even think of that.
Catelynn, how far along were you, if you don't mind me asking?
I think I was super early.
8 weeks or something.
Yeah, I would say probably a little less than 8 weeks. Like I had to wait. I couldn't even go to the doctors yet and like do anything, because that's how like I found out so fast. But I mean, when I peed on that test boy, it was like pregnant all the way, like when
I took 10 of them.
Yeah. And because when I got pregnant with Nova, like I found out at like 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, something like that, like super early, because like the lines were so faint, but I was like, that line's not supposed to be there. So with this baby, it was like automatically, it was like, yeah, you're definitely pregnant. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I don't know exactly how far along I was, but.
So weird is like, I've had multiple miscarriages, and I feel like even there was one time where I didn't even know I was pregnant, but as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I was like, it was kind of like a roller coaster. Like, okay, I'm pregnant. And then 2 days later, I wasn't, like, I was already losing it. I found out almost like I wanted to be excited. And then as soon as I got excited, it's like, even if it was a surprise, like just knowing you're pregnant and then just knowing like you might even just be miscarrying as soon as you find out, but you're still like this sense of loss. And I think along with depression and mental health, like people really don't talk about miscarriages a whole lot. And so I give you a lot of credit for talking about that as well, because I mean, I don't think anyone really understands unless they've gone through one,
Yeah,
they can't.
They don't really understand, because me and Kate, we were actively trying for months. So we were all getting ourselves excited about it, and we were ready, So when that happens, it's like,
it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And what sucked too is like we were excited, just like you said, how you get that like just like joy, and it's like, I surprised my mom and Tyler's mom and Tyler's dad, and I ordered like a t-shirt to surprise everybody, and like then it just happened, and it's like, well, like this sucks. Like, and then I think like as moms too, you always think like, is it something that I did? Did I do something wrong? Like,
right.
So yeah, it's just like, you have to grieve that loss. You have to like, just be a mess about it, cry about it, talk about it.
Yeah, because people will say the wrong things. They'll say stuff like, well, I'm so sorry, but you can just go have another one. You go ahead and
it's just, like that's not.
Yeah, they don't know what to say, and I know that they're just trying to be comforting, but it's like the best thing for people to do is just offer their condolences without saying stuff like, oh, like makes it sound so insensitive when you're like, oh, well, there's plenty of other chances you can have another one. It's like, yeah, but so is a baby, So it's like they don't.
Right.
It's a really touchy subject.
I agree.
Well,
but I think you guys talking about it helps.
When you guys go through, when anybody goes through a miscarriage and you get a positive pregnancy test, it's like you experience all these like extreme highs, and then you experience an extreme low. And with it being that early on, like Kale was saying, one day she has a positive pregnancy test, and then 2 days later, she's having a miscarriage. Those are two extremes in such a short period of time. How do you just like mentally process that?
Right. And then to do it on TV.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why, like, when it happened, it was sad and, like, you know, we cried and whatever. But, you know, I just kept telling myself repeatedly over and over. And I was like, you know, like, God has got a plan. Like, whatever your higher power is, whatever people think is their higher power, like, for me, it's God. But, like, you know, like, there's a reason. And, like, I told Tyler, I'm like, you know, I honestly believe that we will see this baby again one day. Like, I feel just like it was sad and everything, but I just kept trying to tell myself, like, everything happens for a reason. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the time, or maybe that's, you know, because I got really depressed and super, like, anxious and, like, had, like, major panic attacks. And I'm like, maybe this was, like, a push for me to go work harder on myself. Like, you know, of course, you always try to start thinking of the positive things, but.
Right, absolutely.
What helps you cope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, God always puts things in your life that are meant to be there. So it was definitely what was meant to be, and it doesn't make it any, you know, better for you to be able to heal. But, you know, God put it there for a reason, and whatever the end result, there's a reason for it. So I'm so glad that you've had the opportunity to be able to go and, you know, just better yourself, because I think as a mom too, that's one thing that we neglect is ourselves when we're raising kids, and especially publicly doing it. You know, you're so watched so heavily, and it's like, it just builds this anxiety of, you feel like you have to be like this perfect person, and you have to feel like you have to be on all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason's kind of showing itself now for what happened, because Kate did go back to treatment and got to learn a lot more about, you know, her trauma and
got new diagnosis.
Yeah. So, I mean, everything happens for a reason, for sure.
I'm so glad that you're in such a good place right now. Like, before we gave you guys a call, Lindsay had asked if, you know, how often do we see each other and stuff like that. And I said, the last time I saw you guys, I didn't really get a chance to, like, really catch up with you guys, because our events or whatever we were filming at the time only overlapped a little bit. So I'm hoping that maybe the next thing that we can get together and, like, actually spend time to, like, catch up and stuff, because, you know, we all go through all this stuff, and, you know, we only get to see a glimpse of each other's lives on TV and stuff. So
I know. Yeah. What the heck? We need to get together again.
I just keep trying to push Morgan to let us do, like, a big, like, reunion all together.
That'd be so cool.
I mean, why not?
Could you imagine, or like a vacation with the kids? Like, could you imagine all of us in a big vacation house?
Mm-hmm.
Add Lindsay and Jackson too, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to come, and I'm going to be like the party crasher.
Can we talk about my new fitness routine? When I was away in Hawaii, it was so great because we were able to get out and go swimming, snorkeling, hiking, and it felt really good to be active. But I live in a really cold climate and I don't have time to go to the gym. So I found a new routine that's super easy. It's called Beachbody, and it's helping me stay active without the hassle.
Beachbody is a great platform for anyone who doesn't want to or have time to go to the gym but likes to stay fit. The platform has over 600 workouts for you to choose from. They have intense stuff like P90X, which I love, and Insanity, which Kale's used, but also lower impact stuff like the 21-Day Fix and Yoga Retreat.
I like how you can access it from your phone or your iPad or whatever, so you can use it when you're traveling or wherever you are. And you can search by workout length. So if you only have 10 minutes, you can still do a workout. My favorite one is the 3-week yoga retreat.
You need to give this service a try. Right now, our listeners can get a free trial membership when you text COFFEE to 303030. You will get full access to this entire platform for free. All the workouts and nutrition information free. Just text COFFEE to 303030. I want to ask you guys this question because we had Mackenzie, now she's McGee, but she used to be Douthith, on earlier. And we were talking to her about
Mackenzie who?
The Teen Mom.
Mackenzie McGee from Teen Mom 3.
Teen Mom 3, Mackenzie.
Was that like the blonde one that worked out a lot?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So we had her on, and we were talking about, there was a ton of press about the Teen Mom 2 girls and Teen Mom OG girls not liking Teen Mom 3 being introduced to the franchise. And then, you know, Kale kind of gave me her perspective on that and kind of why they didn't like it. From y'all's perspective, when MTV decided to add additional cast and create Teen Mom 2, how did that make you feel? Like, did you feel indifferent or mad, or what were your feelings?
Well, it's weird because when you say Teen Mom 3, I have a heart, like, it wasn't really a thing, was it? Or was it? I mean, I know it.
I mean, not
really.
I
mean,
wait, time out.
When you say
Tyler just said our key phrase, Lindsay. He said, was that a thing? Okay,
was that a thing?
Lindsay and I say, is that a thing? We say that all the time. So the fact that you just said that made my night.
Well, I was like, I had to think of it because I've heard this people say, oh, this girl from Teen Mom 3. And I'm like, what is Teen Mom 3? Teen Mom 3 wasn't really a thing. I mean, they tried it. It didn't work. It failed. So they canned it. So I don't know. I'm like, I mean, the girl from 16 and Pregnant season 3, yes, that's her, I guess. Teen Mom 3 is kind of a... Anyway, so, I mean...
It's not a thing.
So... that kind of explains a little bit about how you feel about it, but can you vocalize how you felt about...
I can tell you, Lindsay. Catelynn told me. Catelynn, I don't know if you remember this conversation. Catelynn, me and you talked about this. You were like, at first you said when they added Teen Mom 2, you were kind of like, what the fuck? Why are they adding more casts? Like, why are they doing this?
I did, yeah.
And that's kind of...
I did tell you that.
That's how I felt. Yeah, and that's how I felt about Teen Mom 3. And, you know, when they start changing shit and adding people, and I'm like, this is our territory. And so I was telling Lindsay that I can imagine that's how you guys all felt about Teen Mom 2.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, too, it's like, but as it went on, it was like, oh, wow, like, these girls have totally different stories than we do.
And plus, Teen Mom 2 has always been, I mean, it's totally separate. It's different when you add another person from a different season. Like, I mean, they added, you know, Brianna onto Teen Mom 2 from Teen Mom 3 or whatever the hell you want to call that. You know,
was she on Teen Mom 3?
Was she on Teen Mom 3?
I don't know.
I don't know. Teen Mom 4, 5, 16 and P, season 20. We don't know what the hell we're on anymore.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Dang, Tyler, tell us how you really feel.
No, I'm just being honest, man. It just comes right to my head.
So how do y'all feel?
It's a weird...
Go
ahead.
If a new girl, because, you know, Farrah, obviously everybody knows, like, I'm not breaking news that Farrah's, like, not on y'all's show anymore. How would y'all feel if they brought another girl in, how they did on Teen Mom 2 to the OG cast?
They can't because we're OGs. We're the original girls. If you do that, it won't be original.
But what if they added like Ebony or like Whitney or like who are the other girls?
I said that would be. I feel like that would be different because they were from the original cast of the very first ever 16 and P. But
you're talking about bringing back Whitney or
like Ebony or like one of them.
Crazy to see like versus us when we were on TV. Them they were. They didn't follow them.
Or I said, I mean, you guys are just adding people left and right. Why don't you just merge the two casts together? Like,
why don't I just go to OG and then Teen Mom 2 can have the other 4 girls?
Teen Mom 4 girls. New Jersey. How about Teen Mom New Jersey? That other one that got canceled too.
Oh, Teen Mom New Jersey. I never even heard of that.
I know. Thank God you never heard of it. See?
Wait, that's actually a really good idea. They should just merge Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2.
Just do it already.
I mean, some of the cast are crazy on each of our shows. I'm not going to name names, but I mean, like, you might as well just like merge all the good ones together and let's just get it going.
I don't know, because
the tea is starting to spill.
That I'm on the chopping block, I don't know how I feel about that.
You wouldn't be on the chopping block.
Okay, well, as long as I have my my anchors in, I'm for it.
All right. Same.
The shade is real.
As long as none of the Teen Mom 2 girls want to put me on the chopping block, then I guess I'm good too.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how much like craziness has been going on with like all the changes, and then like they added a girl to my show, they cut a girl from your show. Like,
I know.
First of all, I cannot wait to talk to Macy the next time I see her. I have been trying to get on Naked and Afraid forever. Did you guys know that she was going on that?
Yeah. She actually told us a couple months ago.
She told us, before she even went, and I'm like so excited to watch this crap.
I cannot wait. We need to like get together and watch it because that's amazing.
Oh my God, we just need to have like a huge like
Naked and Afraid party.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm down for that.
I saw this one article, and who knows, like, if these are even real. It's just like stupid stuff. So I don't even know if I'm reading like legitimate truths, but I saw something where supposedly Farrah said something that what Macy was doing was pornography too. So she should be.
I just read that.
Are you serious?
Did you read it?
What?
Yeah, I just read that.
Oh my God, she's more delusional than we all even assume. Making afraid is about survival.
You took it up.
Macy probably has more survival skills than Farrah has ever even thought about. So I think that Farrah needs to.
But I don't understand though, Kale. Okay, so it's like surviving in the wilderness versus taking it up the ass for everybody to see. There's a big difference.
Huge difference.
Lindsay's like, this is all the Teen Mom shade right now. I agree with you, Catelynn. I don't know. You know, her dad wants to get on the podcast, and I didn't answer. I didn't reply to his email because I kind of don't have anything to say to him.
Okay, but Kale, okay, y'all. So Kale told me that Michael, that's Farrah's dad's name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kale told me that Michael was tweeting her on Twitter. So I went to look it up. And when I was reading his tweets, I was so confused because I didn't know if he was being nice or if he was being condescending, and I couldn't figure it out.
Well, I think that's kind of how that whole thing works. They're little chameleons. They kind of blend in with their environment. They manipulate, and that's what they do. Those Abrahams.
So wait, he sent
those Abrahams.
Well, Michael is a very interesting character because there's actually someone that I never actually told anybody this, but he physically got in my face and wanted to fight me backstage. I want to say about 2 reunions ago. Because
what?
It was honest. It was so crazy because
if I had sound effects for gasping, I would play them right now.
Because so I went on stage and they asked me something about Farrah, and I like I always do, I gave my honest opinion, and I left the stage, and I think my opinion was, any father who is going to allow his daughter or his child to call him by his first name is just, it's asinine. So I think it's ridiculous, and I don't understand and agree with it. So anyway, or I said something like Michael must not have any authority over his children if he allows one of his children to call him by his first name or something along those lines. Anyway, I get off stage and I'm thinking anything about it, and this, Michael, a short little shit with his glasses, comes up to me and goes up to my face and points in my face and goes, "You want to talk about my daughter?" And he gets in my face, literally nose to nose. I had to look down on him because he's shorter than me. But it was, I literally just started laughing. I said, "Oh my God." I started laughing in his face because it was so funny to see this short little angry man yelling at me and wanting to fight me, who was like, 20 something years my senior. So, security guy had to come break us. It was just,
security guy like pushed him into the couch.
He did. He was like, "All right, Michael, enough of that." God. It was just crazy. So yeah. And then he wants to go and say that he respects me, and later on, and Tyler, I don't know. And he just, they're a whole different breed.
Yeah, but
that whole family.
But honestly, though, I do get along with Deb every now and then. I mean, because she's kind of a chameleon too. But like, we just saw her at the reunion. But we just saw her at the reunion, and she was actually very sweet, and she's always been very nice to me. Like, she's never been rude to me or like said nasty things about me or anything like that. So like, honestly, I get along with her mom, but.
Her mom's tweeted some things to me about not taking care of my kids.
Oh my God.
And
okay.
Yeah, so I kind of don't mess with any of them, but
yeah,
I think her Farrah being fired was long overdue, but that's just my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she said she wasn't hard to work with. It's like bull crap.
Bull crap. Oh my. So do you feel like, Farrah aside, do you feel like the dynamics between like you, Macy, and Amber have changed at all, like throughout the years, or do you feel like you guys have always kind of been like as close as you've always been?
Oh my God, no, yeah, we're still all super close. We're all busy, and we try to talk whenever we can, or get together whenever we can. But no, we're all super close, and I mean that's something that like me and Macy have talked about, and like it's like because we've gone through this thing together that like nobody else understands, even our friends don't understand. But we can understand each other. So yeah, whenever we get together and like when Amber's not pregnant, like that stuff can be popping. Like we have fun.
Oh yeah, I bet. The wedding was a good time. The wedding was a really good time.
Oh good. I'm so glad. I was so busy. So it was like, I feel like it flew by in a second. I'm like, I need to redo that.
I know, right?
It's so great that the wedding is for sure for the people, not for the couple.
Gosh, absolutely. Which kind of sucks. It's like I need to redo it again and then just like focus on myself and have fun.
Love it.
I wanted to mention something. I don't know if you guys have listened to any of our podcasts before or followed any of like the Twitter drama with Vince Russo and the podcast, but he actually mentioned you guys last week in his podcast.
Oh,
Lindsay, I thought we weren't giving him any more credit. You know who he is? Oh,
No.
thank you, Caitlin.
No, who is Vince?
Yeah, he used to write the scripts for WWE, I believe.
Oh God, those scripts suck.
And he was like, he's like 20 years older than us. I don't know. He's a chameleon. Everybody he talks to, he says something different. We had him on the podcast. And really, Lindsay, I think, only said maybe 2 sentences in the entire podcast because all he did was talk. And what was your question, Lindsay? I'm sorry.
He told me, in the podcast that we did with him, it was basically like Kill confronting him basically the entire time of his crap talking antics. And then he basically backed down from everything that he said about her. He called her a wackadoo, and he said that basically she was like a deadbeat mom. Oh, train wreck mom. And all this stuff because Janelle had gone on his podcast. And so last week he had Brianna on his podcast, and he immediately like started mentioning you and Tyler and how they were trying to y'all were trying to make up for the loss of Farrah by adding more storylines with your family, and how Tyler's family or like sister or something like that was a heavy part of the storylines for this season of OG, and how your guys' show is basically going to sink because Farrah was why people watched.
No, Farrah is not why people watch. People don't watch for... Yes, Farrah is entertaining because she's a train wreck, but
Yeah.
Tyler and Caitlin, y'all could have your own show by yourselves, just by yourselves.
Oh,
by
God,
yourselves.
it'd be so boring. That'd be such a boring show. But listen, honestly,
I'm just saying because you guys have enough stuff. It's not like... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys aren't, like, reaching for storylines for that reason.
Trust me, man. There's enough going on in my damn family to cover a couple seasons, but like it's funny that you mentioned that Vince Russo guy, because I was planning on going on his podcast for a couple of weeks, and everything seemed to be fine and dandy, and then I noticed that one of his colleagues, Nicole something, reality spiller Harslow, I don't know what's wrong with her, something. Anyway, she posted something about, pretty much mocking Kate's suicidal ideation, her depression with a poster or something like that. And so I immediately, kind of called his company out and tagged them all in it on Twitter, and then messaged him privately and said, from a business owner to another one, you might want to, really reevaluate how your, employees, your coworkers, your colleagues, whatever you want to call it, and how they display information publicly and how that can affect you and your brand and blah, blah. And I pretty much told him, I refuse to go on your podcast now after seeing what you're associated with. And so then I decided to go on a totally different podcast, which is the Keep Talking Mental Health podcast with Rebecca Lombardo, who kind of advocates for mental health and stuff like that. So, awesome. Me and Vince kind of went back and forth a little bit on all that. So,
good for you. I'm glad that you put your foot down on that one.
And I told him, I said, listen, I was going to go on your podcast. Everything was great. I said, until I saw that. So now I'm going to change my tune a little bit and go on a podcast that fits with me morally and kind of fits with my values and stuff and what message I want to spread. So kind of peace out.
Good for you.
Well, that would explain why Noelle said that you had set a precedence with her and that she wasn't interested, because that's the statement that she made in their podcast last week.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So oh, wow. Yeah. Cause I went out and searched, I went and searched for that Russo podcast myself. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, she's a liar.
That's what I.
She's a liar.
I don't even know who they are until they contacted me.
I didn't know who they were either. My friend had to tell me.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, so it was all so crazy. There was so much teen mom drama for weeks, and it all
he just
stemmed-
really needed stem from what, Janelle, you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like the one thing that you and Leah had said that was like about the balloon popping or whatever. It all stemmed from that. And then it just seemed like whenever that happened, everything just started spiraling out of control. And it was like this trickle effect. And then the next thing we know, you know, Kale and I have coffee combos. And the next thing we know is everybody who hasn't been on coffee combos has now been recruited to go to Vince Russo's podcast.
Weird.
Oh, wow.
What?
I didn't even, until you put it in perspective like that, you're right. I mean, you're right.
That is strange.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I just feel like he can thank the Teen Mom franchise for, you know, the boost in his ratings and the ignorance that they're spewing, apparently, because I don't think that I fully read the post or anything that was going on with what he was saying. I didn't listen to the podcast about you and Catelynn, but yeah, he didn't really have anything good to say. And it was a lot of like, I'm going to hang up the phone on this podcast with him because I couldn't listen to it anymore. So I'm glad you guys, I mean, whatever you guys choose to do is your business, but it's just, I can't with him.
No, yeah, that's why I totally canceled that whole thing. I said, good luck, and hopefully, you know, I said, if I were you, a smart person, you know, business owner, brand representative, whatever you are, I said, I would put out a public statement saying that you don't endorse whatever that stuff is that she said. And I don't know if you actually did it or not, but I was just trying to give him some advice, you know, but yeah, so I, like you said, I'm glad Teen Mom gave him a little bit of boost in ratings, and there you go, buddy. Good luck with all that.
Yeah, because
honestly, all I heard was negativity come out of all those accounts.
Right,
when I started actually looking at what they talk about, it's all negative. Everything's negative. It's like bashing, trolling, and so yeah, I'm not interested in all that.
What's his name? What is it?
Vince Russo.
Russo something.
Yeah, it's Vince.
Vinci Russo.
Caitlin's like, I don't know who the hell that is.
Tea spiller.
I want to look him up now.
Anyway.
I'm like, who is this?
But also, let's make a vow that this is the last time we'll ever talk about him.
There you go. Exactly,
he doesn't deserve. He doesn't deserve the attention.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Can we talk about your clothing line, the kids' clothing line, really quick? I want you guys to be able to, like, anyone that's listening. Caitlin and Tyler started a clothing line. Let's hear about it.
Yeah. So, Tierra Reign's been open. It's almost going to be open for a year now, but yeah, we're really excited about it. It's growing like crazy, enough to make me go crazy. But it's good. It's good. It keeps me busy. It's fine. Yeah, all the products are handmade in our home state of Michigan, right in Detroit. And our kind of philosophy behind it, I don't want to, like, especially for boys. Girls they have a little more luck with going to, like, find a cute outfit for girls anywhere you go. But boys, I feel like, are super hard without having Thomas the Train or, like, you know,
yes.
Puppy
gosh.
Patrol stamped on the T-shirt. I want cool, contemporary urban streetwear for, like, kids that are cool and dope. You know, like,
Tyler, you're talking to moms of boys, so we know.
Yes, like we are the moms of boys.
Like, I want cool looking hoodies with drop tails, and I want rips in it. And I want it to look like, you know, just because they're little kids don't mean you gotta dress them up like they're going to church every damn day, or you know, like they're in Thomas Train sweatpants all day either. There should be a nice balance there. So yeah, all the products are handmade right in Detroit, which I'm super proud of.
Personally designed ones.
Yeah, it's really difficult to do a made in USA company, but I was really kind of adamant on it because you know, it's really easy to get
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really honestly super easy to go wholesale, stamp a logo on it, and sell it like my own. And I'm not trying to do all that, so I'm really proud of it, and it's growing like crazy. And I hand design, sketch all the designs myself, and hand source all the fabrics, and you know, wash them, stretch them, all that kind of good stuff before I make a decision. And yeah, so it's just a hand package every order, all that stuff. So
I actually I saw a tweet about asking for fabric, like. I love
too.
that you involved like your followers in like kind of helping you pick, because obviously it's like you want, you know, your ideas and what you want, but also you kind of have to cater sometimes to the majority of like what people are going to buy and what they're interested in. So I love that you involve the followers. And Caitlin, I don't know how much, I'm sure you have a hand in it as well, like, of course, but I love that you guys do that.
Well, yeah, I think it's cool because, I mean, honestly, with all the followers we have, we literally have built-in market research and followers right there. You post something, do a poll, see what people think. You know what I mean? It's really easy. So, and I also feel like
they're honest,
and they're very honest, which is good for me because, like you said, I may really like something and think it may be some kind of awesome thing to do, and then someone else might vote on it and say, "Ooh, that's kind of a fashion risk," and then I got to kind of decipher if that's worth the risk or not. But like, I don't know. I think it's really cool to involve the fans in it because it kind of just lets them feel more connected, more involved with it. And also lets them know that my hands are fully, dive deep into this, every decision I make.
Right.
So
like you're invested. I love that. I think that's great.
I definitely took the poll and gave my 2 cents. Not that it matters, but
okay. What was your answer? What was your poll? What'd you say?
It was about 2 fabrics that you were trying to pick, and I can't remember what they were. They looked kind of similar, but they were different. And
there was oatmeal and blue, and then oatmeal and tan, I believe.
Yeah, so I liked the oatmeal and blue.
So which one won?
Gotcha. The oatmeal and blue won.
You guys are so funny. I'm gonna have to take more. I'm gonna vote every time you guys do that now.
Yeah, good. Do it.
I have boys, so I guess I didn't know if it applied to me or not. I was like, are they making a dress or what? I didn't know.
Oh my God! By the way, text Tyler or me your address, and then we can send you some.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh my God, I'll do like a whole little like pseudo.
Be my brand rep. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
rep,
amazing. You know what? It's so funny because I'm like, I look at along the years, like, you guys started this, and I know Macy and Taylor have Things That Matter, and a couple other people do other things, and I'm like, I'm still trying to figure out like what am I here for? You know what I mean? Like, what
are you talking about?
Figured it out yet.
You have a podcast. We're on it right now. You got to couple books out. Come on, girl.
I know, but I'm thinking like business wise, like I'm still trying to figure that out yet. So I love that you guys have found that and have something that you guys like can invest your time into. And love. Obviously I love my podcast, but
I feel like you're like the little author of our group. Girl, you just keep pushing those books out.
I'm trying.
She's just writing all day.
Oh my gosh. I actually should have been writing tonight, but it's just been, today's Monday. You guys know how Mondays go. I can't. I just can't. I cannot. There's not enough time in the day. Yeah, I should be
writing too. Don't worry about it.
Are y'all going to do any more books, or what's next for you guys?
Well, I know that me and Catelynn we've been talking lately about doing like an adoption book for both for kids, kids adoption book, both for both for adoptees and also children who are have siblings who've been adopted. I think it'd be something really cool. Yeah, because I think it's something that kind of like something to explain to the kids, in their kind of way of language of understanding how this kind of works. So we've been kind of talking about that, and obviously I've been writing my never-ending novel for the last 2 years. So
which you need to finish.
It takes time. I get it.
Yeah.
I love whenever you guys do something. The draw from me, to you guys and watching your story is when you do something, it truly feels authentic and you're coming from a place of care and you're not just trying to go out here and just make $1 million. It's if you're doing something, you're doing it because you want awareness or you're trying to support something. So I just want you guys to know you should be proud.
Well, thanks. I'm glad that you get that feel because me and Tyler have always from the beginning said we would never do the show unless we were getting stuff across or being authentic and real. And that we would never support or endorse or put anything out there that it's not something that we were passionate about or believed in. And that's why, Tyler said, we did the Keep Talking Mental Health podcast even. And it was that was super passionate for us just to talk about our experiences with mental health. And it's that's what we try to do. It's we're not going to, like you said, we're not going to put something out there just to make money off of it.
Yeah. And we're also trying to, we're talking with MTV and trying to come up a couple of different pitches for a mental health special. Because I think, ironically, Teen Mom kind of has had a lot of different mental health things that have been covered in all stories and all different sides of it. So me and her really want to do kind of a public thing, possibly with Dr. Drew, about just a whole mental health special
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think so. So like, it's really important. Like obviously, Kayla, that all the offers we get through, endorsements. I mean, it's really, we make easy money. That's not the hard part. The hard part is crafting a message and making it make sense and making it,
and be genuine and have it actually mean something. Right.
Something.
I agree.
Give something to the world, not just try to cash in on this thing that we got going on. So.
Yeah, I get it. No, that's awesome. But thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. We're so happy to have you. And I love catching up with you guys.
Oh, thanks for having us. Well, let's do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you guys have anything going on, you just want to catch up, feel free.
Okay.
All right, cool. And we need to get together soon, Kale. So
yeah, why don't we go on vacation next? Let's go to Hawaii.
Okay, let's do it. Let's pick a new spot. We're gonna go somewhere else. Okay. Lindsay, you're more than welcome to join us. I'm going to send you my address, and we're gonna do this little photo shoot for the boys.
Great, that'd be awesome.
I vote on Greece.
Oh, me! I literally just said that, Caitlin. I just said that this morning.
Did you?
I'm not even.
Oh my God!
Yes, I texted Leah. I said, Leah, I really want to go to Greece, and she sent me a picture, and she was like, I'm pretty sure this is where I want to go, and it's in Greece. I was like, okay, so that's where we're gonna do. We should just have a travel show.
Team Mom Abroad.
Oh my God! Perfect. Plus Lindsay Chrisley.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
You guys are
thank
so
you guys
funny.
for catching up.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. And Caitlin, you should be so proud of yourself.
Yes, you guys should both be so proud of yourselves. So we'll catch up soon.
Okay, good.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So that was a fun conversation. I'm so glad that Caitlin and Tyler came on.
Me too. It was so fun.
Oh my gosh. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to our podcast. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.